What's up? I'm Don Chenz. I'm sure you guys are in the same boat as me, where now that March Madness season is upon us, everyone is sending you their March Madness pool, asking you to fill out their bracket. You're filling out a bunch of brackets. So I decided I was going to do my own bracket pool, but I'm not doing college basketball. I am doing rap albums. Specifically, we are doing the best rap albums of the 2020s decade. That's this decade. The way the selection committee, me, came up with this list, I did the top 32 albums. I used Metacritic score, which is basically just an aggregation of the top music publications and their scores when reviewing these albums. Billboard charts and Grammys. For the panel voting, I enlisted Executive Creative Director of Linden Ave Studio, Rahmi Halaby, and musical artist FirstNameDane out of Philadelphia. The three of us, we basically went through the bracket, we looked at the matchups, and we voted which album we thought should advance. Whichever album got the most votes, that album advanced, and we came up with what we think is the best rap album of the 2020s. If you want to do the bracket yourself and see what you think is the best rap album, fill out the bracket. The link is in the description of this YouTube video. You can download the bracket, you can fill it out, make sure you comment who your final four is and who you have winning as the best rap album of the decade. And now let's get into it. Here's me, Rahmi, and Dane. All right, and here we are. In honor of March Madness, we are doing top rap albums of the 2020s. And before we even started recording, Rahmi's already telling me he's mad with my list. He's criticizing me. I tried to be as little biased as possible in how I made the list. But obviously, Rahmi might not feel the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna call. When Don Lenardi takes over here, there's always some bubble teams that just didn't make the cut, and we try to not let our personal bias get in the way of rankings.
Right, the selection committee,
kids' futures, and just the biggest one is there's no reason that DJ Khaled should not be on this list.
No. Because all right, here's my reason. Obviously, I hate him, and I wish bad things happen to DJ Khaled. Obviously, there's bias there, and I hate him. But outside of the Grammy nomination, he did the Metacritic score was terrible, and it didn't chart. So it was chart? No, not even close. And then another example is the Allegory by Royce to 5'9". That was Grammy nominated, and that D-Smoke album. It was nominated, but people didn't really fuck with that album like that. So I was like, well, I'm not going to put in, I'm not going to give the Grammys, just because it's nominated, it gets it.
I love the Royce album, but that was just Rahmi with his backpack on. So I was going to throw that in.
Right. If I put that in there.
Artists, I guess I didn't look at the Metacritic score. But
imagine if I did this and you're seeing a D-Smoke and a Royce to 5'9" album in the list. You'd be like, dude, what is this?
Yeah. let's put some respect on Royce. And
I love Royce, but
D-Smoke and Royce, two different, but we don't need to go down that. We don't need to go down. Some other ones I threw on this list. I have a pretty long list.
Naturally, Rahmi's also always like, dude, I only have an hour. Let's not do this for too long. And
then I'm the reason.
then he's like, all right, here's my list of 50 things I'm pissed about. Where you start?
10 West Side Gun.
Yeah, I wanted to put. I want to put that.
Well, there was I like if we're putting a West Side Gun album. I like Pray for Paris better.
Yes, that was my favorite too. So, and it made sense with my criteria.
My top other one besides DJ Khaled was The House Is Burning, Isaiah Rashad.
Yes, that was close. That was a bubble team.
That was a bubble team. Cutthroat Bill, Kodak Black.
No, stop.
I think that's Kodak Black's best album. Once again, this was just me kind of going off of what's popular / what was good, not looking at numbers and rankings and stuff. Joey Badass 2000.
Yeah, but that
Revenge of the Dreamers 3, the Dreamville album.
I love that album, but yeah.
I could see that.
That was another, I would say, right on the cusp, if not should have been.
It wasn't.
There's 3 Gunna albums on this thing.
Gunna dominates the bill. If you look at the Billboard charts, it's crazy. It's Gunna, Moneybagg Yo, and these are the top charting albums, and Rod Wave. Those are who charts.
Meek Mill Championships, personal bias maybe.
Yeah, I got 2 Philly guys, which I was worried about having you two on the same panel. I'm like, I had to purposely.
When did Championships come out though?
It was 2020.
Yeah, it was late 2020, I think. An album that was the last cut. So I'll tell you guys the last cut. So the 30-second, we did 32. I could have went 64, but that would obviously be crazy. The 33rd ranked album was the Black Thought and Danger Mouse album.
Now, see, that was once again where I was like, I could get on my backpack and bitch about Black Thought not being on the list, but I was like, it's Black Thought, and I could see him not charting on Billboard that high.
Yeah, I was also worried. I'm like, if I put Black Thought in, he's going to be the last ranked and he's going to win because I got you two on here.
Yeah,
but
I gotta say, I love Black Thought.
yes, yeah.
For anyone that,
I don't know. He's not on.
Yeah, wait,
Rami,
Rahmi, do you know?
Don't get me started on Dane and Black Thought.
Do you know Dane got annihilated from our interview? Like a clip from our interview.
Yeah, I was one of the annihilators.
Yeah, he's just. Welcome to getting views on TikTok, Dane. It's just like young kids, like Gen Z kids, shitting on you most of the time.
Yeah, and also that's when that Will Smith should have been on that list. Anyways, 21 Savage, I Am, I Was.
Still going. The way I ranked them, like the matchups just. Like it just went how I did it. Like I didn't think of the matchups and then it just worked out this way. So a lot of these I was like, oh, I kind of don't like how I matched them up. So the first one off the bat, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar versus Pray for Paris by West Side Gun.
I was pissed about this.
Huh?
I was like, this is probably two of my favorite albums on this list.
I'm worried. I was worried that we might piss people off, like in the very beginning of this video, because in my top rap albums video that I did on my YouTube channel, I shit on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and West Side Gun and Pray for Paris are like one of my favorite artists, my favorite albums ever. So I'm very biased, and we might have a crazy upset with like the number one seed right off the bat. But I would lean towards Pray for Paris personally because I'm crazy.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite Kendrick album, but you know, it is Kendrick, and we were waiting for so long, and I feel like my expectations probably soured it. But it's still an incredible album, great body of work. I think Pray for Paris is dope. I love what those guys are doing, you know, hip hop wise right now, given where we're at in this melody based shit. But I gotta go with Kendrick.
I'm with the Don.
See, like this I'm worried about right now. Everyone's gonna be mad at us. Look, here
I'm with the Don. And I am a big Kendrick guy. I love me some Kendrick. I thought that this album, honestly, I didn't think it was bad at all. I think it's probably, I mean, it's not anywhere near my favorite Kendrick album, but I liked it a lot. I think it's Kendrick, so it's always going to be better than most anyone else who tries to make music. But Pray for Paris was just like, I don't know, it was classic.
And just I remember the time because it was during like peak lockdown. I remember just being home, and then he did like a watch party thing, and there was a big controversy, like the thing with the album cover, and Virgil did it. Like I just remember that as a moment. Like Mr. Morale didn't feel like a moment. It didn't move me. It's not Kendrick's best album. I think the best part of it is the Kodak on that one song. I think he's a highlight of the whole album for me. And like my argument why I said I didn't like why I kind of shit on it in that video I was referring to is like music is not objective. Like the reality is like as much as you try to be objective, it's subjective. And I was getting annoyed that I was seeing people's lists of like best albums of the year, and everyone puts this Kendrick album, but then everyone caveats it with like, I mean, I didn't listen to it too much. I never really came back to it, but it's so good. It's Kendrick. And it's like, you can't say like, and I was trying to make the argument that I think replay value should be the number one criteria for anyone's personal list because it's your list. Like your favorite albums you would come back to. If you're not coming back to it, you don't like the album. American
Gangster is my favorite movie, and
movies are different.
A lot to digest.
Movies are different.
I think that there's music that is more palatable, that like goes well in more scenarios of my life and stuff like that. And I might not think it's as good of a project, but it just might suit more.
I mean, yeah, like I'll listen to Drake at a club before listening to Kendrick, but when you're home just hanging out, you're not like, you'll throw on what you prefer. Like I listen to Tyler the Creator at home all the time. When I go out, I don't play Tyler the Creator. So like, yeah.
But I can prefer something and say that it's not better.
Fair.
I don't know. I just think like I think it's crazy to say this is one of the best albums of the year on my list, but I didn't listen to it much. Like that just I can't get on board with that line of thinking. So that was my reason why I got a lot of shit for that, Dane. So I was in the same boat as you because everyone got mad at me for saying that on the interwebs.
Like Steph Curry's a better basketball player, but I like Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, but sports is subjective, bro. That's different. We're talking about art.
Saying, I prefer Maxey, but Steph Curry is objectively better. But I want to watch Maxey play.
Sure, that's the worst analogy ever, but we can go with it.
You didn't accept my movie one.
Well, because movies is like a 3-hour long commitment at times. A song is like 3 minutes.
But a song can be more of a mental commitment than another.
It can, but nothing on this list is like super depressing. Huh?
I think an album definitely can. Like a movie you're sitting down and watching. Like an album is like you're curating your day. Like, because you're doing other stuff. You're not just sitting in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Just like digesting an album.
Either way, I'm going Pray for Paris.
All right, so everyone's going to be mad at us because off the bat, we're picking an upset over what was the number 1 seed on this list, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And it gets upset first round. So this is why I was worried. When I looked out, I'm like, fuck, like, now it's just going to be, yeah, like it's screwed up right off the bat. All right, next one. We got Donda by Kanye West as a 2 seed versus number 7 seed King's Disease by Nas. And I'm in preparation for my fight with Rahmi. I took notes of like my comebacks will be to Rahmi. So I'll let him lead off.
Dane?
Oh, you want Dane to go? Okay, Dane, you go.
This one's difficult. And I mean, like Donda was mostly like the moment, the rollout, like everything about that was glorious. But the music itself, like it was still like a Kanye album. No one can really make that, but it wasn't like it's something that I it's definitely one of my least favorite Ye albums, up there with Ye, because Ye I think is a piece of shit.
Ye was good.
I like Ye.
I did not like Ye.
I like Ye.
It was like a 5-pack of ass. That shit was awful. I hate Ye.
I'm gonna go with Donda though after just sitting on it. Because King's Disease 2 I think is a better album than the first King's Disease, even though King's Disease 2 has Eminem on it. He almost ruined the whole album for me.
King's Disease 2 is on here as well for the people watching.
The judges to knock him down a point. He put Eminem on the album.
That's funny.
But I'm gonna go with the sicko crazy dude and his album.
I'm gonna save the Don a lot of time here. I got Donda.
Yes, thank you.
I think it's a poor matchup. It's a tough matchup. I think King's Disease, once again, one of my favorite albums on this list, but Donda just people don't make music like Kanye West does. I don't know how else to say it. When Kanye West wants to make music, he does it better than pretty much ever. And I also say the one thing I wanted to knock Donda was like I think King's Disease is like 12 songs. I think King's Disease is a little shorter. Donda, I like half of it, but I really like half of it.
Now, let's also say with King's Disease, this won a Grammy. So this is why it got thrust into this. It won the Grammys. It won Best Rap Album that year. So that gives it a good argument if you're trying to be objective. But
Donda also won a Grammy, didn't it?
It was nominated. It was.
It didn't win gospel.
Oh, I don't know about that. We're talking rap albums. We're talking gospel albums. That's a different bracket. We're doing that next week. Yeah, I'm going Donda. Obviously, I'll save my Nas opinions for when we get to King's Disease 2 because I think then you guys will argue for him. So I'll take the counter side. So I'm with Donda. I came back to it a lot, to be honest, even though I agree it's not Kanye's best album. So I'll put it there. And again, I kind of feel like him being able to make a moment out of it kind of matters.
I got it as Kanye's best album since The Life of Pablo.
That I would agree with.
You want to push back on that?
For sure.
No, I wouldn't push back on that. No. All right.
No, not at all.
Let's go. Next, we got 3rd seed Circles by Mac Miller versus 6th seed A Written Testimony by Jay-Z.
See, I think he just put these together to fuck with me. I really do. I really do.
Right.
Because Mac Miller and Jay Electronica are two of my favorite artists.
You're not even going to acknowledge, or just not hear me that I said Jay-Z and not Jay Electronica?
Oh, no.
This is the Jay-Z album, not the Jay Electronica album. So, just so we're
I mean,
clear.
if you look at it, it's a Jay Electronica album, but I still am upset that we didn't get I never thought I would be complaining about having to hear Jay-Z, but
Right.
I still would have liked a full Jay Electronica album, as I think it speaks to the legend that is Jay Electronica, that his first debut album was a co-album with Jay-Z, the greatest rapper of all time, but I'm going Circles.
Let's go. Damn, I didn't expect this out of Rahmi. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, truthfully, like,
Love
I remember 2015, like playing all those demo Jay Electronica Jones, like just hoping that he would drop something, anything eventually. And almost like a decade later, he finally drops, and it was cool, but I don't know if it's like everything wore off, but I was just like, like it's not doing it for me like I thought it would. So I got to go with Circles.
All of Jay Electronica's music has like an extra layer of depth that every other musician to me doesn't have. And this album just didn't have that extra layer of depth that I was expecting basically like a concept album, and I didn't really get that. And that takes a lot for me to say. But but also my problem with Circles is Circles I like half as much as I like Swimming. So I was kind of disappointed by Circles.
I'm more of a Swimming guy as well. I have Circles on vinyl though, and I actually do throw it on quite a bit and play it front to back. It's a good album. I do enjoy it. So I like it. Also, the reason Written Testimony's on here is because the Metacritic score weighed heavily. It was super high. But to me, it's like the same as the Kendrick thing. It's like it's a Jay Elec album. So it's so, but like, then everyone feels like they're obligated to say it's a crazy, amazing, in-depth album, and people lack objectivity when reviewing it. That's how I feel personally. But I'm going Circles.
I don't know. I don't know if he's, maybe it is sort of like the hipster take, like, oh, I listen to Jay Electronica, so I understand lyricism more.
Yeah, but, like Pitchfork, dude. I don't know what Pitchfork gave it. Pitchfork, I'm sure, gave it something high, and they're like, ooh, like, yeah, like, you don't get this, but I do.
Right,
like, yeah. I don't know.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now we got a 4 and 5 seed, and it's two guys that are close friends that did an album together going at it. We got Certified Lover Boy by Drake versus Savage Mode 2, 21 Savage, and Metro Boomin. Whoever wants to go first can go.
This Drake album sucks.
Yes.
So Certified Ass, Savage Mode 2.
So when I first looked at it, I was going to say that this has the argument to be Drake's worst album. But then when I looked at the track list, I was kind of like, but I did listen to these a lot. I think the problem for me personally is his albums are always kind of too long, and then it's an album to me that feels like it's entirely of B-sides. Like, I don't think there's a huge hit. Like, the Way Too Sexy song was like the attempt at a hit, and I don't like that song. So I don't know.
Drake B-sides slap though,
but like not a full album. I agree, but like a full album of that, it's like it. Yeah, I agree. I like the B-sides, but it feels like a full album of B-sides.
I think if Scorpion was just that R&B side, we'd be talking about one of the best albums made in the last few years.
Yeah, but Scorpion was too long also.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Savage Mode 2 as well. It's heat. And it's the whole, like, front to back is very much like it's 21 Savage. Like, it's everything you love about him. He's getting narrated by Morgan Freeman. It's a really fun album.
Yeah, this shit was hard. I love that album. I love that.
I also just I think the best albums are always single producer albums. I think everyone should just do that. Just do that. I want like just an Alchemist or a Madlib or a Metro. Like, just give me, like, even if it's like Take Keith. I don't care who it is. Just give me an artist with the producer. That's what I want, because those always come out the best, the most cohesive.
Sidebar,
you're getting great sequencing.
Yeah.
Music Soul Child just dropped the album with Hit Boy. It is just delightful.
There you go.
Wow.
Same thing. All right, so Savage Mode 2 takes it. All right. So that's that. That's the East Side. We got the East Side done. Now we're in the West region. We got Heroes and Villains, 1 seed by Metro Boomin versus Ramona Park Broke My Heart by Vince Staples as an 8th seed.
That doesn't make sense.
Why not?
I think the seeding should be flipped.
It's probably Billboard. It's probably
this like is like the number one, like charting accolade kind of things. Like this is way up.
This was a good match. I liked Heroes and Villains.
Dude, I love this. I think this on this list, this is one of like replay values for me. This is one of them. This is like the best trap album in recent memory. I like the
like dark, moody vibe they went for. I like the decision to leave Drake off of it.
Yes.
I like this album a lot, but I feel like Vince Staples' entire career has built up to Ramona Park. And I feel like you can see like different elements of like his entire musical career in that album.
Both of these are two of my favorite albums from last year, like way up there. Both of them. But I would go Heroes and Villains just because I like the more time goes on, I have not stopped listening to it. So that's where I would go.
Yeah.
You guys are going Ramona Park, both of you?
I'm going Ramona Park.
Yeah. Not too many artists can create atmosphere like Vince Staples. I listen to it and I feel like I'm in LA. It's front to back, just like feels like a fire day out in the sun under a palm tree.
Damn, so another
really good.
So another 1 seed going down. Is there going to be a single 1 seed that makes it? Wow, Ramona Park. All right. Now we got 2 seed.
People think we just made this for clickbait.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but that's why when I looked at it, I'm like, fuck, like yeah, like it's gonna look like I did that on purpose. I was kind of mad. Like I wanted some chalk, but we're not getting that. I don't think. So number 2 seed, My Turn by Lil Baby. Number 7 seed, 7220 by Lil Durk. Now, I am not a huge Lil Baby fan, but I am less of a Lil Durk fan, so I would go Lil Baby. I never listened to his Lil Durk album for more than a minute.
Yeah, I can't lie. I used to be like I was a big Chief Keef guy back in the day, and so I used to like OG Durk, but I can't get behind auto-tune Durk. It just doesn't do it for me.
Same.
Also not a big Baby fan, but I think this album I actually did like. Was this the one with like no, I'm thinking of I did like this album. So yeah, I'm going My Turn. Still not my favorite, but
I think it's one of my favorite Lil Baby albums, but just in general, like I would struggle to listen to a Lil Baby album front to back.
Yeah.
But I think this Lil Baby album is his best. Gotta go My Turn.
Yeah.
Lil Baby at his best is better than Lil Durk at his best.
That I agree with.
And if that's even Lil Durk at his best.
Yeah, I literally barely listened to it, so I can't even make a statement either way.
I turned on like 2 songs, and I was like, oh.
All right. 3 seed, Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher versus 6 seed, A Gangsta's Pain by Moneybagg Yo. Now, this is one I said, like, you look at the Billboard, like, you look at charts, Moneybagg Yo dominates the charts. Dominates. This album is, like, one of the most listened to albums of the period we're looking at right now. So just want that context out there. I would still go Benny the Butcher, but I am a Griselda groupie, so.
I went through I'm trying to look up the album cover for this to try to see if this is the one.
I do like this Moneybagg Yo album too, though. I'm not shitting on it.
I liked Time Served better than this.
I might as well. I think I if I remember correctly.
I went through like a big for like, I don't know, like 2 months, I went through a big like Memphis rap phase.
Dude, yeah. Key Glock, Young Dolph.
Yeah.
Moneybagg Yo.
Yeah, I think I liked Time Served better than this. It was okay. I think just maybe like East Coast or Northeast bias. Burden Proof. I liked Burden Proof a lot too. And also Burden Proof is probably one of the higher listened to albums on this list.
Also, Hit Boy, a full one producer album to back that up.
Yep.
Dane, anything?
It's a Moneybagg no for me. Burden of Proof.
All right. Now this is an interesting one. We got The GOAT by Polo G versus Good News by Meg Thee Stallion.
I can't lie. I haven't listened to a single song on either one of these albums.
I always say I'm not a big Polo G speaks to my cousin in high school and that age, the Gen Z years. I always say that I'm not a big Polo G guy, but I actually do remember this album came out 2020 and I did listen to it quite a bit. So it's like the only Polo G album I ever listened to. And I did enjoy it. And also, Rahmi knows my thoughts on Meg Thee Stallion. This got in for the Metacritic score, so take with that what you will.
I not a big Meg Thee Stallion fan. I just assumed she probably had some hits on this album, and so I went with Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Let's.
I think it's a little underrated. Like Meg can rap. She can definitely rap. I don't. Maybe you don't.
The single on this, Rahmi, is so that one, you like that one?
Yeah, that shit went though. I can't even lie.
Give me your best rendition of it. Go sing it.
Body yada 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 yada
There you
yada
go.
yada.
See, you do like it. Wow, you weren't lying.
Did body yada yada. I don't know the words.
That's you don't even know anything else.
You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
I just know it from
going with good news.
TikTok, just hearing it in the background.
Yeah. All right, so Meg Thee Stallion. Damn. All right, so that's the West. Now let's go to the South. We got 1 seed, the one I'm obviously going to try to push for a championship. Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator, versus Pray for Haiti by Mock Hami as an 8th seed. Have you guys even listened to the Mock Hami album?
Yeah, I love that album.
I love this album. So I love this album. I would assume a lot of people watching this probably don't listen to Mock Hami or might not even know who he is. He's kind of a Griselda guy. He's affiliated in a way. That ilk.
It's an unfortunate matchup. He might have been able to sneak in a win somewhere, but...
Now this is they got in off the critic scores, and this is one that, and I guess because I'm biased, but I feel like...
he was nominated for a Grammy, wasn't it?
No.
I could have swore it was.
Maybe for a non-rap thing, but I don't see how that would even be possible, but not as in a rap category. But I love that album. Critics love the album, but I actually still actively listen to Pray for Haiti. Actively. So, but I will obviously go Tyler. You won't catch me not picking Tyler in this.
I think this got to be unanimous, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
This is my favorite Tyler, the Creator album of all time.
Really? Wow. That's a... So you can see...
You like it better than Igor?
I hate Igor.
Dude, oh my God. I'm kicking you off. Are you serious?
We've had this conversation a million times.
You just insulted me. So no. We are not moving past this. You hate Igor?
I hate Igor.
Why?
It's my least favorite Tyler album of all time.
What?
Well,
Dude,
first of all,
like Wolf?
Music aside, I hold it against that he's rapping on 30% of the album and he won Rap Album of the Year. This album...
He even said that was stupid.
What?
He said that was dumb.
Yeah, and I can still hold it against him. He agrees with me. I don't know. So my point's valid. I don't know. He said it too. I don't know.
So just because he didn't rap, you don't like it?
I also just didn't like... It reminds me of... I used to love Gold Link. And Gold Link did this one experimental album like 3 years ago, and it was just garbage.
If you're comparing Tyler, the Creator, to Gold Link, I'm going to boot you off this right now.
That's insane.
Dude, that is insane that you're saying that.
I'm comparing in the nature of they tried to experiment. It just didn't hit for me. I don't know.
So how did you feel about Cherry Bomb?
A little weird hair thing. People loved it. I didn't like Igor. But we're talking about this album. I love this album.
Dude, I can't believe I don't want to do the rest of this.
What do you have against the hair?
It was a gimmick.
His reason is like, it's not a gimmick. You just don't even understand it. Talking about like they don't get this album. This went way over your head, dummy. Fucking not
J-Lec.
You're fucking not smart enough. Yeah, that's probably you didn't like the J-Lec album either because you're too stupid. Fucking idiot. Dude, wow, that got me fired up. I am pissed now. Oh my God.
I swear to you, Dane, Vinny and I have had this conversation no less than 6 times.
Igor is my favorite album of all time.
Every time he seems shocked when I say this. It's like, bro,
because I block it out of my memory because it's a horrible thing to think about that someone would even say such a thing.
But I think the album that we're talking about is amazing.
It is great, and it won Best Rap Album at the Grammys because every album Tyler, the Creator, makes is amazing.
Wait, this album won Best Rap Album?
Yes. Yeah, bruh. All he does is win.
Well, it was great. I have no complaints.
Wow, that guy made me mad. Okay. I'll try to calm down.
I thought that we were gonna love this.
You had to go out of your way to insult my hero.
No, I didn't. I said he's got my favorite album on the list.
Yeah, but then you said you hate Igor. Just to
this
crush
other
my
album
spirit.
that he made before was garbage, but we're gonna talk about that one. I don't know.
We gotta move on because I'm gonna be mad. Actually. All right. 2nd seed, Alfredo, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. 7th seed, From King to a God by Conway the Machine. I love Conway the Machine. He's one of my favorite artists. I also love Freddie Gibbs. This is not my favorite Conway the Machine album. And I loved Alfredo. So I would go Alfredo.
Alfredo was amazing.
Yeah, I gotta go Alfredo. Even though I probably like Freddie more.
I love Freddie.
I'll go Alfredo.
I love The Alchemist too.
Yes. Okay. So that was an easy one. All right. Here is going to be an interesting one. We got, well, actually, no, because I know what you guys are going to pick. It's Almost Dry, 3 seed by Pusha T versus 6 seed, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon by Pop Smoke.
Push.
I would go Pop Smoke.
No fucking way.
Yeah. Dude.
Shut the hell up, Vinny.
The only thing I listened to that summer was that album. What you know about love, I got what you need. That's all I listened to. The only thing.
But aren't we? I feel like at a point with these two albums where we probably love both of them. So it's really like, let's be objective and say which one's better.
I like Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon.
Pop Smoke.
And also, it's like there was a album that after Pop Smoke passed away, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like all the potential he had.
Because no one album,
huh?
This is the first post-mortem album?
Yeah, the first album after he passed away. Posthumous, not
terrible.
What? No, the second one was terrible. The second one was terrible.
I think you're thinking of the second one.
was really, really bad.
The second one was really bad.
I have never been a Pop Smoke guy.
This one was great. Everyone was expecting just like another drill album, and it wasn't. It was amazing. This album is so good.
He was literally like on his way to being like 50 reincarnated.
If he was alive when this came out, he would have been the biggest, he'd be the biggest rapper after this album. Like 100%.
Oh, for sure.
So you guys will go Push, and that's fine, but I go Pop Smoke. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, the Woo.
Pusha T is that dude. Let's put a little respect on Pusha T here.
It's a good. I like that album.
And that's probably Pusha T's top 3. I got that in Pusha T's top 3.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. That's. I agree.
So we're saying a Pop Smoke album is better than a top 3 Pusha T album?
Yeah, I am saying that. That is what your boy is saying. Don't act like that's crazy, Mr. Igor's worst album ever. Your whole opinion's invalid the rest of this friggin' bracket.
That is crazy.
All right. I'm going to piss you off again. We got The Forever Story by JID as a 4 seed versus 5 seed Her Loss, Drake, and 21 Savage.
The Forever Story should have been album of the year this year.
I know you feel that way, yes. I knew that was Rami's opinion. I go Her Loss because Her Loss, and the Metro Boomin album are the 2 albums I've listened to the most in the past year. Can't put them down. So I would go Her Loss.
Her Loss was sold to me as a 21 Savage album, and there's 3 times as much Drake as 21 Savage.
I don't know how the percentages work out.
It's 15 minutes. 15 minutes of 21 Savage on that album.
You know that?
Yeah. I saw something on Twitter. Some guy counted it.
Someone tweeted it, so it's true.
Yeah. It's like an hour and 15 album or something, and 15 minutes of it is 21 Savage.
I felt that way when I first listened to it, but the more I listened to it, the more the less I had a problem with how much 21 was on the album.
And I think 21 did amazing, but Drake ruined that album.
No, I love that album.
Drake ruined the album. What's the best song on the album for you?
Let me pull up the list. I haven't listened to it in a while.
I love
taking too long because it's jumbo shit popping.
That's a good song. I'll tell
you exactly which one.
The one where they did the Daft Punk song, the Loco, something Loco.
Circa Loco.
Yes, that one I love. Pussy and Millions I love with Travis.
Is amazing.
I like Rich album. Flex. I like the one song.
This has like 2 skips on the whole album. Maybe.
I'd say there's like 3 songs that I listened to it like I listened to it probably 7 times all the way through, and then there's probably like 3 songs I came back to.
All right. Well, I'm Her Loss. Rahmi's JID. Where are you, Dane?
I'm Her Loss.
Oh,
this is Rahmi's Loss too.
That hurts.
That's payback.
Yeah, the Forever Story is probably top 3 favorite albums on this board.
Well, it's out in the first round, so sucks to be you, loser.
Hate to see it.
Upset. Actually, I guess it's not really an upset.
I might also not be a Dreamville believer over here.
Really?
Yeah, that'll get me killed by the stands.
Yeah, I love JID, and I love this album, but I didn't come back to it anywhere near as much as Her Loss.
This JID problem is probably it's one of my most listened to albums on this list. Probably second to the Tyler album.
I don't know how this one's going to go. The Off-Season by J. Cole is a 1 seed versus 8th seed Sick by Earl Sweatshirt. The last seed in the whole bracket. I think this is J. Cole's worst album. I never came back to such a Pride is the Devil, and Sick I think is the best album of 2022, so I would go Sick, but I'm weird, so.
I'm happy Earl Sweatshirt finally decided to get his album mixed.
Yes. I like the other stuff, but I totally understand why people didn't like the albums before it.
I like Earl Sweatshirt. I think this is his best project. I agree. Yeah, I might agree and say this is J. Cole's worst project. I might like the one before it less.
I liked KOD. I loved, if that's the one you're referring to.
Yeah, no, the KOD's my least favorite.
I like KOD.
Yeah, I did not like KOD.
So I'm going to say this is better than KOD in my opinion, but also J. Cole is J. Cole, and I think that it's better than most albums on this list, and so I'm going to say it smokes Earl Sweatshirt.
Dane?
Yeah, I haven't listened to Sick. I'm asleep. But Off-Season wins, not because it's really that good, just because, I haven't listened to Sick. I really haven't fucked with J. Cole heavy in a while. I'll listen to old shit, but I don't know, recently it's just not doing it for me.
Ever since he sat down with what's his name, it's kind of been mid.
Since what?
What was the light skinned face tat guy?
Oh, Lil Pump?
Yeah, ever since he sat down with Lil Pump, the music's been kind of mid.
Interesting. That's an interesting correlation to make. All right, we got 2 seed Eternal It Take by Lil Uzi Vert for the Philly Boys, and then 7 seed Wanna by Gunna. I actually do like this Gunna album, but Eternal It Take by a mile.
This would be one of my beefs where I wouldn't call this a rap album, but I love it.
You wouldn't call Eternal It Take a rap album?
No. I don't think Uzi's a rapper.
Dude, come on.
I mean,
what is
yes,
it?
I agree. He raps on this more than Tyler and Igor, but I don't know if Lil Uzi would say he's a rapper.
But what is it then? What genre are you going to put it in?
I don't know. That alternative category.
Just because that could be anything, I guess.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's not anything else. I think Post Malone is another one that falls into that. It's not
rap
music. But
rap pop that utilizes.
I don't really even think that. I guess Post Malone's a little more pop. I don't really think that. I guess Uzi is kind of more pop. Yeah.
I wouldn't say Uzi's pop. Totally pop.
I was pissed at on the Grammy video. You watched me rant about how I was so pissed that they ended the 50 years of hip hop with Uzi doing a Jersey Club song.
Well, yeah, they totally that thing was bad. Yeah, they just jumped 10 years and was like, all right, Lil Uzi, do your fucking dance.
Yeah.
I just feel like they throw black people in the hip hop category.
Yeah, I mean that's not wrong.
But I have I don't listen to Gunna.
I just when this album, or no, I guess that was the other one. Never mind. That's the other one.
Pre-snitching too. I don't
pre-snitching, yes. Pre-snitching. Keep that in mind. He had not snitched yet. All right. So Eternal Take, I guess, was easy for that. Now we got 3 seed I Never Liked You by Future, 6 seed The Melodic Blue by Baby Keem.
I really like this Future album.
I love Future. I'll die for Future. Get it shaken for Future.
I think that Kendrick song on this album was better than any song on Kendrick's album.
I'm cool with that.
And I think that kind of carried this album. I don't think that this album was that bad. Like, I listened to it for a little bit. But I really like this Future album. It was in my rotation for a while.
I went to the Kendrick show at Wells Fargo, and obviously Baby Keem opened, and he doesn't have the greatest stage presence, but like the tracks he was playing off that album were making people go nuts. And, like, it really put things into perspective. And I think that the Melodic Blues was really just like that.
I love the Melodic Blue, and I actually love Baby Keem. I would probably go Baby Keem because I think this is an average Future album. Like, it's just what I would expect from Future. Nothing super blew me away. I liked it.
I mean, I don't think Future's putting Thames on an album in any of his other past.
Yeah, like that song was great. I love that song. But
yeah, there was one. What was this song with Drake? The other song with Drake was so mid.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't even remember the name of it.
So I guess we're going Future, but I want it on record. I would go Baby Keem. All right, last.
I like the ESTG song. I wanted to put ESTG. I love ESTG.
I love ESTG too. Yeah, I like him. All right, we got last matchup of the first round: King's Disease 2 by Nas, DS Forever 2 by Gunna. I'll give my Nas opinion now that Rahmi's heard, Dane hasn't. I think Nas is too perfect in every way that it makes me not able to connect with his music or like get me engaged. Like his beat selection, he picks things with like the piano that's playing in the beat is perfect, and then the way he raps is like perfect. Like, I don't know, just it doesn't. There's no soul to it. There's nothing. Everything is too perfect. Everything.
Dane, I just want you to know that Vinny tried to argue with me that Nas raps off beat.
And he kind of does, yes. And certain things he's not in the pocket of the beats. He's not like he it sounds like he raps and then tells someone to throw a beat on there afterwards. Like that's how a lot of his recent Hit Boy music sounds to me.
Really? Okay.
Nas is number 2 on my all-time list.
I love like the old Nas albums, but I don't think there's been the resurgence in his career like everyone else says. I think everyone's just surprised that he isn't making mid anymore, and it's like slightly better.
King's Disease 2 might be number 3 on my Nas list.
Nah, it's everything he does is too technically perfect. Like I was comparing him with, Rahmi were arguing about him that one time. I was comparing it to Griselda, where I was like, Griselda, they'll put a piano in, but it's like off key and like not right, but it sounds like it makes me feel like, okay, it's a guy with like, he has a taste for like classical music, but isn't trained, and he's like trying his best, but it's kind of off, and you know what I mean?
And I tried to see that's not who Nas is. That's Griselda.
You're saying there's not much human element.
Yeah, there's like no human. Yeah, but Nas is like, it's just technically everything is too perfect. It's the same as Eminem. Eminem is too technically perfect that I'm like, I don't feel anything when I listen to Eminem anymore. I feel they're exactly the same in that respect.
Well, I feel like Eminem just tries to make, like every song that Eminem makes nowadays, he just tries to show his rapping ability. I feel like Nas is still rapping within, like he's still doing like 2-3 verses and a chorus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Eminem is just like, it'll be a song and then they'll just have him just rap for the last 4 minutes. Like,
yeah, I don't know, but that's how I feel about Nas, and I'm not all high on him. I don't think these albums are like bad, but I don't feel engaged when I listen to any of these albums, any of these King's Disease albums, personally.
Maybe because you're not in a cigar lounge puffing a cigar.
Maybe I'm too broke. It's possible. It could be it. And also this Gunna album, I was saying Pushin' P for 3 months straight after this, so I'm gonna go.
I feel like Pushin' P, like I feel like for they marketed that really well. Everybody had the little Pushin' P emoji, and it kind of fell off after like 3 days.
Not for me. I was doing it for fucking months.
I
Everything was
feel like
P.
he was like all of like the corporate Instagram accounts were like using the
Yeah,
emoji.
dude.
Like, it was something like everybody caught on the wave, like, and then I feel like it fell off real quick. I don't know.
All right, so you guys both Nas?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so that's the first round done. I assume we will get through these a little quicker because we don't have to give our opinions on the albums. So we're now in the Sweet 16. 8th seed Pray for Paris, 2 seed Donda. I'm going Pray for Paris. It's going to be on a Cinderella run.
I got Pray for Paris too.
Wow. God, I was going to go down to
Damn.
Paris. There you go.
All right. 3 seed Circles by Mac Miller. 5 seed Savage Mode 2, 21 Savage, and Metro Boomin. I don't know. I want to hear you guys first.
I got
Riding
Circles.
with 21.
Ooh, so I'm the deciding pick? I'm going to go Circles. I listen to that much more. I'm going to go Circles. We got Ramona Park, Broke My Heart, Vince Staples as an 8th seed. 2nd seed, My Turn, Lil Baby. I feel like we're going to be unanimous here.
Yeah.
Vince Staples?
Vince.
The internet's gonna be pissed, but
Yeah, we did Vince Staples over Metro Boomin and fucking
And Lil Baby.
And then we got Pray for Paris over Kendrick and Kanye.
yeah.
Yeah, this is reflective of the general like hip hop culture for sure.
Yeah.
Hip hop fans will all agree with these picks. Okay, and then we got Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher versus Good News by Meg the Stallion. Meg's run's got to end. Don't do this to me. I'm going Burden of Proof.
I mean,
You love Body Yaddy Yaddy?
I hate that Meg Thee Stallion album.
Yeah.
But people love that Meg Thee Stallion album. But fuck that Meg Thee Stallion album. Burden of Proof.
Dane, even though it's two already, but
It doesn't matter. It's your burden of proof.
all right.
I don't need to die on the Meg. So
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one, not for me, but I could see for others. Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator versus Alfredo, Freddie Gibbs, Alchemist. I'm going Tyler, obviously.
I pondered this for a while too, just because I didn't want you to have this. But I gotta go Tyler too.
Yes. Dane?
yeah, I think one of the best rap albums in a while. Gotta go with Tyler.
All right. We got It's Almost Dry by Pusha T versus Her Loss, Drake and 21 Savage. You guys?
How fitting that Push and going against Drake.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
And who won that battle? Push.
Put him in there.
That's your going, Dane?
Oh yeah.
I would have went Drake.
Wow. Yeah, you're a hater.
I just love that album. I said I listen to it all the time. He also disses Meg Thee Stallion in it, so that's kind of good. We were just shitting on
We
her.
need to do a
doesn't.
separate content
Doesn't.
piece and just allow me to go bullet point by bullet point why Drake is the worst recording artist of all time. I fucking hate that guy.
That's crazy. That's a bad opinion. That's an incorrect opinion. There are bad opinions that exist, and
I
that is one
really
of them.
hate that guy.
All
I
right.
just think he's bad at music.
That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, the arguably most achieved artist. Well, I don't know what the right term is. That the most achievements ever, and he's bad.
Well, if he's going against like Taylor Swift in the pop category, I'll leave him alone. But we're talking about a rapper here.
Rami's a freaking genre Nazi. Well, Uzi Vert, he's not really rap. He's like alternative rap, and then this person's not. And Post Malone, he's friggin'.
How much rap has to be on an album?
This
for-
game has rules.
You have to rap like Black Thought. Drop knowledge on their heads. Give them bars, or it's not hip hop.
I pick Future. Oh, I pick Future.
Well, what would you pick? What would you say Future is? Country?
Future's definitely a rapper.
Yeah. All right, we got The Offseason by J. Cole versus Eternal Take, Lil Uzi. This is an interesting one.
This is an interesting one.
I'm waiting on you guys.
I got Uzi.
I'm going with the little guy.
I was going to go with the little guy too.
Yep.
All right. We got I Never Liked You.
I think Uzi deserves some credit because he dropped a deluxe, and that deluxe had like another 7
It was
years.
another album. He literally named it like he's like, it's a deluxe, but it's Love versus the World 2 or something. Like it's like a second album.
And it was fire. It was. I might have liked that one better.
Yeah. We got I Never Liked You, Future, King's Disease 2, Nas. I'm going Future.
I'm going Nas.
Dane?
Honestly,
You said you would die for Future like 5 minutes ago.
I would, man. It's just my least. That Future album, I was not running like that at all, and I gotta give it to Nas here.
Damn.
I was just gonna say, if we picked Future over Nas, hip hop is dead.
No, that's not true. Future.
Yeah.
No, that's incorrect.
Dead.
All right.
Actually, have you ever heard the song "Hip Hop Is Dead" by Nas? That would be it.
I have heard it. We're in the Elite Eight now. Pray for Paris, Cinderella Run versus Circles by Mac Miller. I'm still going Pray for Paris. I will.
I really
You guys are
feel
gonna
like
have to stop me at some point because this is.
I
One
know.
Of my
I
favorites.
really feel like just. I hate to do this to Dane. I hate to do this. I got Pray for Paris. All right.
I was gonna go Pray for Paris.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The internet's not gonna like this. Whoever's watching this is gonna bitch about this for sure. All right, we got Ramona Park, Broke My Heart, another 8th seed Cinderella Run versus Burden of Proof, Benny the Butcher.
This is where I put the Ramona Park run to bed. I'm going Burden of Proof.
I was gonna go ahead, Dane.
I thought you were gonna
No, you go.
make a Ramona Park, Rosa Parks. I was wondering where you were going with that.
Missed opportunity. This is where the bus stops.
Yo,
Time for Vince to get out.
I'm putting Ramona Park at the front of the bus. What's going on?
So what do you,
Vince.
Dan? What are you picking? Burden of Proof?
Ramona Park.
Oh, Ramona
Ramona
Park.
Park.
Oh, so I'm the deciding vote. I'm gonna go Burden of Proof. I'm going.
And
Burden of
I
Proof.
feel like it hurts me because this is once again an example of I think I like Ramona Park better. I think it's better. I think it's better, but I listen to Burden of Proof more.
Yeah, I listen to Burden of Proof a lot more. But I think I might be with you. I'm not sure which is better, but I know I listen to Burden of Proof more.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now we got Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator versus It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. And obviously I'm Tyler, so I don't even need to say it.
And I hate to once again give this to Vinny.
Yeah. This is a tough matchup. This should be a Final Four matchup.
This should be a Final Four matchup.
I know. It's that the way the selection committee
Man.
drew it up.
Don Lenardi.
Don Lenardi, dude. All right. We got last matchup in the Elite Eight. Eternal A Take by Lil Uzi versus King's Disease 2 by Nas.
Now this is where I leave Uzi because I think he was better than Gunna. I think he was better than Cole. But as far as an album, Uzi's not really known for his albums, I would say. I think he's got, incredible hits. I think some would argue that's sort of like where Drake is at right now. Like he's just got hits, not so much cohesive bodies of work. And King's Disease 2 is a great body of work. Go with Nas.
So I am just a walking hypocrite because and it's which hypocritical take do I want to take here? Because I feel like I've knocked a lot of albums today for being like, well, there was a bunch of songs on them and I didn't like most of them. And the Uzi album would fall into that. It was like, what, 30 songs?
It's probably the biggest example of too many songs.
On the board. And there's probably 10 of them that I liked. And I also just said that if we pick Nas over Future, hip hop is dead. Which I would say that might
yeah, if like Uzi's a better
more
pick.
of an example if I were to select Lil Uzi, but I think Dane just convinced me otherwise. King's Disease 2 was a better body of work. I'm going Nas.
Look at us. We got Nas in the Final Four. Who said we don't know hip hop?
That's true. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is going to make no sense, but in an attempt to be objective, I would have went Nas as well. I agree. There's like the album Eternal Take is too long, that there's too many skips that it would be hard as an album. Like Dave made the correct point that he's hits. He's not albums. Uzi.
And so I like the Uzi songs on my favorite Uzi songs on that album. I like better than my favorite Nas songs on that album. But Nas put together a complete project.
Yes, but as a project, yes, I agree with that. All right, we're in the Final Four. In the one side, we got Pray for Paris. Two Griselda guys up against each other. Pray for Paris by Westside Gunn versus Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher. And then the other side, we got Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost versus King's Disease 2 by Nas. I think this is an okay Final Four. We only got one crazy Final Four team, which happens in March Madness. Anything can happen in March.
Well,
you guys can start at either one. You guys can start with what you feel most confident about, what you think the toughest pick is, whichever matchup you want to go with. One of you can just start rolling.
I think we should go with the easier pick right now, which is very clearly we love Call Me If You Get Lost. It's been like pulling teeth trying to get this King's Disease 2 album to the Final Four. So I think it's not going to win against Tyler's album.
And I'm obviously going that way as well.
I wish Vinny wasn't on this call. I wish
this is just a setup, just so I could be like, "Oh, Tyler the Creator's the best." I
literally
all my video ideas are like, "How do I make a video where at the end I'm like, Tyler the Creator's the best artist?"
I literally was like, "Oh, this sucks." Sit here and talk about this with him. This sucks. And picking Tyler the Creator over Nas hurts my soul. It hurts.
Do it.
I gotta go Tyler.
Let's go.
Tyler.
Yes. All right. Tyler's in the championship. Now we got the Griselda boys in a heated battle. Westside Gunn versus Benny the Butcher. Now, are we being how subjective versus objective are we trying to be? I feel like you can be more subjective earlier on, but as we get later, you gotta have more objectivity come into play. I think if you're trying to be objective, you go Burden of Proof. If I was being subjective, I would go Westside Gunn. Pray for Paris.
I honestly don't understand how this Benny the Butcher album is ranked so high.
Because if you want me to go through my criteria, I could try to find it was
just the criteria. My thing is just like I feel like even if you take I feel like Pray for Paris wins the feature battle by a long haul.
Yes, also has Tyler the Creator's feature on that is good, and he produced a song. So again, that's more towards my bias, but I think the features are better. I do agree with that.
Freddie Gibbs, Benny did some great work on this album.
Even Wale, I think that's one of Wale's better performances.
Wale did great. I like this Boldy James.
Yes.
Conway the Machine did great. I feel like this is the Backpackers DJ Khaled album. And so I'm kind of I genuinely think it just doesn't feel right to me picking an 8 seed in the championship. But I think this is one of the best start to finish hip hop albums on this list that we talked about today.
Pray for Paris, you're saying? Yeah.
Look, I would say that wow, they really put the skits are great. I feel like no one does skits great now. I love this I'm going Pray for Paris.
Dane?
Yeah. I'm gonna let it come down to who I prefer to listen to. And I would say I'm a Westside Gunn guy over Benny, just a bit more.
Yeah,
Paris.
I loved this out. Like, this album is so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Which is also funny. Do you remember, Vinny? It wasn't that long ago that I was arguing with you that I cannot fucking stand West Side Gun.
Dude, I love West Side Gun. Everything about West Side. Talk about like dying for someone. There's two people I'd probably die for: is Tyler the Creator and West Side Gun.
You might have to be careful. West Side Gun.
I love West Side Gun.
You think it's his voice? Is that what bothers you?
His voice and his rapping, like West Side Gun. If you watch West Side Gun interviews, he's like, I don't want to rap. He's like, I don't
that's a
like
flex,
rapping.
dude. That's sick.
I only do it to make money.
He just curates art. He's
And
curating
so, like,
art.
that's my thing is, I think West Side Gun is an all around like great creative mind of like even like seems like he does a lot of shit outside of music even. And I think like I use the Childish Gambino example. I hate Childish Gambino rapping, but I love Childish Gambino. Just his rap music is my least favorite product that he has put out. And like West Side Gun, I hate. I've gotten to the point where I can listen to it. I used to be like, bro, turn this shit off. Like I've gotten to the point where I can listen to it, but he puts together an amazing album every time.
It's definitely an acquired taste for sure.
I remember my little brother was like, because I'm always like Mr. trying to teach the kids. My little brother's 14. I was like, yo, have you heard this West Side Gun album? And he was like, Rahmi, like, what the hell is this? Like, he's like, this is terrible. And it is kind of terrible. Like, West Side Gun is a really bad rapper.
Dude, all right, here, he's not a bad rapper, dude. He's unique. Like, he has his own sound, and you have to give him credit. Like, you couldn't name, I don't think it's possible to name another rapper ever who, like, you can parody West Side Gun and how he raps. Like, think about, like, you just scroll on TikTok or whatever fucking social media app, and people are doing, like, parody. Like, there's the one with the cat, and, like, the cat's on the kitty bed, boop, boop, boop. You ever see that one? Like, people are always parodying him, but when he raps, people still think it's cool. You know what I mean? Like he is so unique and does something that people can make fun of, but then at the same time, people simultaneously go, that shit's hard. Nobody has the ability to do that. Nobody.
That sounds like DJ Khaled.
No, because DJ Khaled just sucks. Everyone makes fun of him, and then like they listen to music, and the music is trash. No one's like, DJ Khaled is hard, dude.
There's a large percentage of people who love DJ Khaled.
Nah, they used to, and then they realized they got woke, realized he's a loser. I love this album, and also I just was looking at the track list of both of them. And it's hard for me to go with the Benny the Butcher album because I listened to the Burden of, like, the intro song on this a lot. Sly Green, there's a couple others, but like when I go to Pray for Paris, I listen to front to back every time. It's a great project.
I mean, honestly, like, I know I listened to this Burden of Proof album a lot, but I couldn't really, like, I'm looking at these song names and I couldn't really tell you what one of these songs sounds like. But like, I'm going through Pray for Paris and I know, like, all of these songs.
All right. So the Cinderella story continues to the finals, which I don't mind because it sets up my boy probably for an easy dub. Tyler versus West Side Gun. Give it to Tyler. My two favorites. I said the two guys I would die for. And they're in the championship.
And then we come to the conclusion that the Don rigged.
I have the best taste in music. That's what this is telling you is that I have the best taste of anyone you know.
This was all just you wasted an hour of my time just to pat yourself on the damn back. This is fun.
Yes.
The fix was in. The fix was definitely in.
Dub Tyler.
Dude, this album is amazing. I mean, especially, for us around our age, we came up on DJ Drama. I think that sort of added an element of nostalgia that just was like made it that much better. Like, you hate when Childish Gambino raps, but that mixtape that he did with DJ Drama was like sort of foreshadowing this. It was incredible. Anytime I hear DJ Drama on a track just yelling like DJ Khaled, I get that much more excited.
I saw DJ Drama at the W like 2 weeks ago.
He was just at Silk City.
Oh shit! He was like hitting on the woman at the counter, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you lived in Atlanta."
Tyler made the. I love that he was like he just wanted to prove that he could rap because people doubted it after Igor, probably like Rahmi, and then he executed it perfectly. He got DJ Drama, who now all of a sudden is showing up on other people's albums when he wasn't as much for the last several years. There's hits with him rap. I guess not hits, but there's like great songs with him rapping. What's your name?
NBA Youngboy.
I was about to say, what's your name with NBA Youngboy? Like that's the first time I ever loved NBA Youngboy. Was that song? He had him fit perfect.
Getting me to like NBA Youngboy,
and like not doing, like being able to take someone and being like, I'm not gonna just do what you do, but I'm gonna get you to do what I want you to do, and I'm gonna make it work. Like that's a crazy skill to have, to be able to put NBA Youngboy. Like, has he done anything that's like different than what he normally does? Really? People just throw him on a verse and just like let him do his thing.
Yeah, he's one of those like odd rappers that has a weird, like, huge cult following where he can just drop like 20 albums a year and they're all going to tune in, but we'll never hear of it, but he'll still do numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube, he's like the number one like artist on YouTube.
He like doesn't release music on streaming. It's like all YouTube.
No, I think he does. I think he does. I think he used to be like that before he got signed. He was doing that. But yeah, so Tyler.
It's Tyler. Man.
And the album of the decade. Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. Thank you, everybody, for watching. My plan worked.
It doesn't feel good.
It feels great. Check out all those Tyler paintings right behind me right there. Got 3. The Call Me If You Get Lost one all the way in the back. There you go.
At this point, he should be paying you for free marketing then.
I don't think he needs me, believe it or not. But all right, so if you made it this far, if you disagree, agree, you can argue in the comments. Like I said, you can download this bracket and do it yourself. And you can comment what your final 4 is, who you had winning. I don't know if you guys had any final words or plugs. Everyone stream Dane's music. Stream FirstNameDane. Anyone want to plug some shit? Just thank me. Anything? Tell me how great I am and how great my music taste is. I
feel hosed.
How many of these albums you think are going to be, say we do in 7 years? We do
that's a good question.
Version.
That's a good question.
How many do you think will be on there?
That's a very good question. Like if we did one of last decade, like how, yeah, I would probably say like maybe half. Maybe.
Half? We're only in 2023.
Yeah, I still think half.
I'd say like
30. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, that was stupid. Less than half. Should we just say 30% just because that's how the math would work out?
Maybe I would argue even less than that.
I don't know. I feel like, dude, that's crazy that we had Kendrick out in the first round. That's gonna make people so mad.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I was gonna say, like, if one of these is probably gonna be in it still, it would be that Kendrick album, and we bounced it in the first round. But that's.
I can see Donda aging well.
I think it will. Really? I agree. I think
Donda aging well.
The guy himself isn't aging well.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is once people get over this hump,
yeah, he'll come back around, dude. Everyone will forget. Yeah.
Then people are gonna come back and be like, Donda was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Like, subscribe, stream Dane's music. Go pay Rahmi for his services at Linden Ave Studio. There'll be links in the description as well. Thank you guys for letting me use you to pump my boy up.
This has been bullshit.